Hello CIS27, welcome to Spring 2021. In this video, I'm going to talk about course orientation, in which I will walk you through the beginning of our course content, and I will talk about how the course material will be released in the upcoming weeks. So when you access your course in Canvas, you will find the first module. Welcome to CIS27. You probably have seen this as you receive my email and my announcement. In this course, we are going to be strictly online. That means that you are not required to attend Zoom session to listen to lecture and complete lab. So what I recommend is to look at the module for the week and be able to accomplish your task. So in the first module, you will find the course information, and this course covers information and network security. It touches on materials that's going to help you understand how to protect system, networks, implementing configurations in different type of network appliances, along with using virtualized systems to practice configuration, installation, and looking at some of the material that will prepare you for CompTIA Security Plus or the Microsoft Security Essentials. So this class is online only, like I mentioned, and we are going to cover lecture and lab materials in the next 16 weeks. It's recommended that you read the chapter and complete the assignments and tasks in each module to obtain full credit for the course. This is a 3-unit course, and I highly recommend you take CIS1A or CIS25 before entering this course. However, if you haven't, that's fine. You can take these courses concurrently with CIS27 or take it in the future. We will talk about different type of hardware and software components, how that ties to security. So it's important that you understand some of the material, or at least research it while you're in the class. So at the end of this course, you are supposed to identify the principle of information security. We'll talk about the tenets. You are able to explain the information of security risk management process and its components. You will be able to identify information security hardware and software. So we'll talk about firewall. We'll talk about different type of network appliances, how to protect your network and your systems. You will be able to classify information, and there are different classes. We'll talk about public, private, confidential, and how that ties to our CIA, and different types of security attacks. You will apply appropriate control to mitigate risk, and we'll talk about different type of risk from internal and to external risk. And we will cover the organizational information security policy to demonstrate the understanding and the alignment of security standard. So we will go over different type of security policy, how these rules needs to be implemented and configured to protect our assets, which could be people, systems, and investments for the company. So on this page, which is the course information, you will get the details of the course. Then if you click next, you will be able to see my syllabus. So you can view the syllabus here, and you can also download it. The syllabus contains the course information, the procedures, and the policy that's required in the course. So just to start, you have the course description at the top, and it talks about this course content. As we mentioned, it covers some of the materials that you can utilize for CompTIA Security Plus. And I'll talk about CompTIA Resources and what you can get with the membership, a free student membership with CompTIA. It talks about course format and the course content. So In this course, we'll cover different topics beginning with information system security, what it is and what it covers. We'll go into regulations and standards, and then we'll expand to different type of attacks, looking at malware, social engineering tactics, looking over network attacks, and different type of tools, and how to prevent network attacks. We'll talk about vulnerability and how to assess vulnerability, looking at weaknesses in your system and networks, and how to eliminate or reduce the risk of attacks and the risk of your system's weaknesses and potential threats. We'll look at hosts, which is mainly the system, like a computer system, laptops, servers. And then we'll look at application and data security, how to protect your user system, which is considered to be endpoint, that could be smartphone or laptop, desktop, and how to mitigate some of the vulnerability through patching, updating our software and our operating system, utilizing anti-malware and intrusion prevention mechanism. And we'll talk about network security, and network security is essential in cybersecurity in that every system is connected to the network, and so we have to take a look at network risks, threats, and how to protect our infrastructure. We will complete lab exercises and talk about firewall configurations, how to prevent intrusion, somebody that's entering your network, unauthorized access of a specific user, and we can talk about physical and logical network environment. So to expand further, we'll touch on how to secure our network, how to administer our network using different type of protocol, making sure that we are logging all the events and incidents so that way we can have proper response. We will touch on wireless network security, the different type of wireless protocol, how to implement encryption in a wireless environment, and what are the best practices for wireless security. Then one of my favorite areas is going to be access control. We're going to look at different type of access. We are going to look at how to administer access and looking at how to manage different user access through logical, technical, hardware, software, and physical controls. Then we'll touch on authentication, which is part of access management. We'll look at account management, how to implement password, biometrics, different type of authentication methods, looking into the processes in authentication, which is identification, authentication, authorization, and accounting. Then we'll go into cryptography. We'll talk about different types of encryption, how it's used, and what will be best used to secure either data or network traffic. We'll touch on the advanced-based cryptography, going into PKI, which is public key infrastructure, Kerberos, and going into how we can implement plans such as business continuity plan, risk response type of planning, to make sure that we can respond to incidents or in case of disaster that happens. We'll talk about risk mitigation, the element of risk, how to quantify and qualify the risk, and to be able to implement all of the risk management results in our security policy and our procedure for best practices. So after the content in the syllabus, you will find the learning outcomes as it's listed in your course information. And then we will talk about how this course can be transferred to CSU. As you know, Cal State San Bernardino offers a bachelor degree in cybersecurity. You can look to transfer to pursue your bachelor degree after taking courses like these, or you can also complete the certificate at the college level, the state achievement certificate, be able to obtain your industry certification, apply for an apprenticeship program, and be able to gain experience and enter the IT security field. For this course, we will use the Security Plus textbook, and this textbook helps you prepare. Now, if you notice, this is the SY0501 study guide. If you read up on CompTIA, they have released the 601. There's some slight differences, but security practices hasn't changed over the years too much. So you can utilize this study guide and be able to grasp the majority of the understanding in security and be able to prepare yourself for Security Plus certifications. And the textbook information is listed on this page. It's also provided in your Canvas first module. Now, the later part of the syllabus is going to be about class procedure, grading, and activities. As far as most of our assignments, it's organized in a module. So you will find each of the module to represent each unit that we're going to cover. And in each unit or each module, you will have assignments, lab activities, discussions, quiz, exam. It's varied depending on the week the content of that week. I do take late work, and late work will be based on how late you submitted. That will be correlated to the deduction that's going to happen in your grade. So if you turn in 1 week late, you will get 10% deducted. 2 weeks late after the due date, that will be 20% deducted. I don't usually take anything beyond 3 weeks, but in the case of emergency, please make sure you contact me. Make sure that you communicate with me via Canvas message or email regarding the outstanding assignments. For class assignments, I normally label this as in-class assignments. As you know, that sometimes I teach this on campus as well, since we are not allowed to be teaching on campus right now. We are going to cover this course as strictly online. So you will have assignments which really covers the details in the lecture. And in my lecture, I usually go over the class assignments. So if you follow with the lecture, you will be able to follow along and answer the question for your assignment. You can also read the chapter and be able to find most of your answers through the chapter. You will have practical exam at the end. This exam is to simulate the practice test for Security Plus. So you will be given a few weeks to attempt the practical exam, which is different than your final exam. The practical exam, basically, it prepares you for the Security Plus with CompTIA, and our final exam covers all the concept in our class. So for our quizzes, you normally would have a practice quiz at the end of each week. And with the practice quiz, it builds you up for the preparation for the practical exam and the CompTIA Security Plus certification. It also entails the content that we cover in the week. So each of the quiz will be released in the module. You are to complete the quiz by Sunday by 11:59 p.m. of each week. You will have 3 attempts to take the quiz. They are usually very short. So after you complete the attempts, the highest score from those attempts will be recorded. There will be a final exam in the class, and the final exam will be open during the last week of the course, which is week 16. I do not permit late exams, so make sure that you look out for announcement and look at the final exam module at the end of the course to complete the course. And I only release one module per week. For your grading, the grading scale is listed here. 90 to 100, that will be A. 80 to 89, that will be a B. 70 to 79, that will be a C. 60 to 69, that will be a D. And anything below 59, that will be an F. And your goal is to be able to get a good grade in the course. So if you are completing all the tasks, if you are participating in discussion, if you complete labs and take the quizzes, you should be able to get a good grade in this course. And if you have any challenges, please see me during office hours or communicate with me via email if you cannot attend office hours. So your grade categories are broken down into a few categories. The first category is going to be a homework assignments, and the homework assignments are designed to help you prepare for your quiz in our class or exams, or it could incorporate some type of policy. So homework assignments are various, and it's going to be there will be a few homework assignments in the semester. You will have regular weekly quizzes that will be 10% of your grade. Homework assignments is 15% of your grade. Your class assignments and participation, that will be 20% of your grade. If you have taken my class before, you probably know that I do take attendance. And if you're new to my class, I do take attendance for an online class at the end of each week. I will look at your completed assignments that you submitted along with your participation in discussion and activities that you accomplish in the Canvas module. So your participation and your assignments grade, they go together, and that will be 20% of your grade. Your lab activities include using practice lab or on a cloud lab environment, and I will walk you through each of the lab activity. Sometime your lab activities will be outside, where you would have to create virtual machines or using a cloud-based virtual machines that you made. That will be 20%. So all the lab instructions will be included. It will walk you through step by step on how to accomplish the task. The practical exam, like I mentioned before, this simulates the Security Plus. It helps you practice and prepare for the CompTIA Security Plus, or if you wanted to try for the MTA Microsoft Security Essential, it's similar to that, an exception that the Microsoft Security Essential focus on Microsoft environment only, where CompTIA is not vendor specific. So the practical exam, that will be close to the end of the semester, and that will be 15% of your grade. Your final exam, which will take place in the last week of the course, week 16, that will be 20% of your grade. So altogether, we would see that it combines all of the category to be 100%. And so we want to make sure that we accomplish the task and get the most out of the course. The next section talks about the student code of conduct. So any willful misconduct shall constitute in good cause for discipline, including but not limited to removal, suspension, or expulsion of the student. And that includes being respectful to other students, especially in discussion forums. Also, any other behavior issues that could be offensive or cause disruption in the class, or any kind of actions that can affect other individual negatively, that would be considered a behavior issue. Now, for the attendance and participation for an online course or even my regular course, any 2 consecutive class absences, so if you have 2 weeks that you don't log in and participate in the course, this will consider to be a drop or a non-participation. So I reserve the right to drop a student that way. If a student doesn't turn in multiple weeks of work consecutively, that to me considered to be a lack of participation, and I will drop the student from the course. Now, in the case where you have emergencies and things that come up, please communicate with me and let me know what's going on, and I will work with you. With zero tolerance cheating policy, and this is important to emphasize as we are going to be professional in the field, especially in cybersecurity, we need to have integrity in our work. It's very important that you understand ethics and practice ethics when you get into this field. So for the work that you do, it's important that you do your own work. Do not copy and paste sources and materials without proper reference or without proper citation. So I do use plagiarism checker tools, so make sure that if you add something to discussion boards or in your assignments, make sure that you use your own words, and if you use somebody else's material, make sure that you reference it. And if you like to know the reference type that you need to implement or to include in your document, you can use APA. Now, if I determine that the work has been shared or plagiarized from another source, the student will be subjected to disciplinary action according to the college policy and practices. Any student that's caught cheating will be immediately dropped from the course. In addition to counseling and disciplinary action, the documentation will go into your student file. If in any time you have questions about this policy, please contact me. We can have this discussion via Zoom, or we can have the discussion via the email. If you need special accommodation for accessibility, such as extended test taking time, and any additional accessibility accommodation, you need to make sure that you contact the SPS, and you can find them in the library building, or you can call. The phone number is provided here. You can also visit the website. You will need to complete the form, and they will forward me the information for your accommodation. This needs to be done earlier in the semester, so during the first week or two, make sure that you take care of accessibility accommodation needs. Then the department will contact me, and I will find ways to accommodate the students that need accessibility, specific accessibility for the course. As you know that we are required to provide accessibility in Canvas content, so anytime if you have any kind of challenges, also let me know and I will work with you to find resources that you need, along with contacting the DSPS people. Regarding my contact information, you can also find a page for my contact information in the first module. It's also listed here at the end of the syllabus. You will be able to send me an email. You can also call my phone. I usually don't answer to text messages. It's best to touch base with me via email. So now for my office hours, I'm available to meet, and I will be on Zoom during this time on Monday and Wednesday, 4:30 to 5:30. And your access code information is there, and the link is provided. You simply click the link. On Tuesday and Thursday, I use a different link. And on Tuesday and Thursday, I'm available 11 to 1. because I have different curriculum committee obligations and other areas of obligations. I will not be able to meet right before my evening sessions, but I will be available 11 to 1 p.m. And you can find the access information there. If you can't attend these office hours, please contact me via Canvas or email message to request an appointment. Preferably at least 2 hours before arrival. If I have opening during the day or the time that you need, I will be able to meet with you. Now, I teach regular sessions via Zoom in the evening and sometime in the afternoon. So if you need to meet at a certain time by appointment, the best time that we can schedule is usually Friday. So if you need to, make sure that you contact me. So my contact information is there. My office hours are there. And you can also find it on the Canvas pages in the first module, such as textbook, contact, office hours, etc. So this shows you how you can navigate through the course, and you can always use modules tab on the left to be able to access your course content. Also, in the first module, you will find the college information, MVC resources. And I want to point out to you, you can look at academic calendar here, or you can visit the website. Now, in the case where if you have trouble with your computer and it might be down for a week, you can also utilize the laptop loan program. You will need to bring your student ID, but if you click the page, it will take you to the Moreno Valley website, and if you're an RCC or a Norco student, you can also access the website of your college and be able to find the laptop loan program. So you can check out a laptop, and then once you're done, you can return the laptop. So the resources are there. There are various type of resources. I encourage you, if you need to, please use these resources, such as counseling, or be able to find resources in the library for your classes, etc. So the MVC resources there. The next page on the first module, you will find CompTIA membership information. As a student, you get a free membership with CompTIA, and this is very useful because in the case where if you wanted to take the certification exam, you do get a discount as a student member, and you should use this to be able to obtain discount, take your certification. But not only that, you can include that on your resume and on your LinkedIn profile. So there are some resources for you, the differences between version 501 and the 601 as far as the Security Plus. You can check out that page. And on this page, it tells you what are the differences. And so in the 501 actually has these domains: threats, attacks, vulnerability, technology and tools, architecture and design, identity access management, risk management, cryptography. What they did was they still used the topics in the 501, and they restructure it with different percentages in the 601. So in the 601, there are 5 areas instead of 6 domains. There are 5 domains. And so for the first domain, it's going to be attacks, threats, and vulnerability. That became 24%. As you know, that we have escalated, we have a higher number of attacks, threats, and vulnerability now compared to before. Architecture and design, that's 21% increase from the 501. Implementation, 25%. So that kind of cover some of the other areas like cryptography and identity and access management as what was covered before, so that became 25%. The operations and incident response, that is 16%, and governance and risk compliance, that's 14%. So in this class, we will address all of these 5 domains. It's just on the 501, it was categorized under different areas compared to the 601, which came out earlier this month, that has different percentage, and it has different domains, which covers the same categories as the 501. So you can find the information about CompTIA there. And then if you wanted to take the test at the end of the course, you can purchase the voucher via the website. And then you can identify the location. So this allows you to also take remote exams. So you can click on My Exam. If you have a membership, you will be able to get some discount and be able to test. So what you can see there is since November 12th of 2020, they implemented the 601. So if you register to take the test, it will be the 601. Now, back to our Canvas module, the first welcome module. I also included some of the tutorials and the how-tos on this page. It covers the very basic to the advanced part of security, such as cross-site scripting, malware, denial of service attack, what is really a Bitcoin, how to look at web applications and assess web applications from an OWASP standpoint, how to use Wireshark, which we often use to determine, our network health. So you can see the tutorials listed on this page, and I will add more as I find them, so you can check them out as needed. The following page is Moreno Valley College IT and Cybersecurity Certificate. You can view the videos. You can also look at the catalog and also visit our CTE website. I also wanted to let you know that I do have an IT apprenticeship for the IT support specialist and the cybersecurity specialist. If you're interested in this, you can check out the flyer. We partner up with Launch, and we currently have employers that are hiring students. So after you complete this class and other classes in IT or the certificates, you can look into applying for the apprenticeship. And apprenticeship, the benefits of that is covered on the actual page itself, the video, which they waive the majority of your tuition, and to be able to get your experience and enter the field, paid experience, that is. So right now I offer CIS200. In the future, this course will become APP 450 for apprenticeship, but because that course is not available for the spring semester, we are using CIS200 as the apprenticeship course. So you can find the information about apprenticeship there, and the goal is to be able to learn and get working experience while you are taking your classes. On the next page is our course plan. This covers your weekly schedule, and this is subject to change. It depends on the pace and what we can cover. So I posted the plan for our course throughout the semester, and so you can, if you're not sure what you need to cover, make sure that you take a look at that plan, and also weekly to-do list. Okay, so Security Plus exam information and resources. I found some videos that will be useful for you. I also post it here. It helps you prepare for Security Plus examination. Professor Messer does a good job and he releases video on YouTube. So while you're taking this course, you can also watch his video, or after you take this course, you can also watch his video to prepare for your Security Plus examination. And so for this week, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be covering week 1 material. And for week 1, you are to read chapter 1 in the text. If you haven't gotten the textbook yet, you just need to look at my notes. Look at the notes material. You can watch the next video, which is going to cover Unit 1 lecture and notes. You will need to post the replies for the discussion, complete your assignment, and take the practice quiz. And please contact me if you have any question. This concludes my video welcoming you to CIS27 and going over class policy and procedures.